Hello and welcome to Past Our Prime Sports Podcast with Frank Kellenberg and Joe Laporta. What up, Frank?
How you doing, Joe? How you doing? Sorry for the voice. Had a coach last night, so been screaming a lot lately. What's up with you, Joe?
Not that much. Great week. Got a crazy week in sports.
What
Let's
we got
let's start
going on?
off. Let's start off with the NBA draft. So, what do you think of the top three picks? We'll
I feel
start
like-
off with Anthony Edwards with the Timberwolves.
I feel like the top three picks went in the correct order that they should have went in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like a lot of people talking about maybe Ball going first. I truly believe the way that Anthony Edwards played in college gave him that right to be the first overall pick. To me, he was a dog in college, and he didn't go to one of these big time schools like Kentucky, Duke, even like Michigan State. He stayed like homegrown in the state of Georgia, went to Georgia University, and put them on by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like that was and for the Timberwolves, it's great because he's more of like a combo two guard because they already have D'Angelo Russell.
Mm-hmm.
So he would just be a perfect fit for the team. And he brings a little bit of that scoring element that they lacked at the guard position. So I feel like it was perfect. It was a great pick for them. I feel like they couldn't go wrong with Ball, but I feel like Ball's a little bit too ball handling. So he kind of takes away from D'Angelo Russell. So I felt like Anthony Edwards probably was their best pick.
Yeah, I think LaMelo will go to more of a team that needs a star player.
Yes.
They need someone who bring people to the seat, someone
Yeah.
that could take over.
Yep.
He's not a role player.
Yeah, he's more of your go-to guy. He'll put fans in the seats.
Yeah. What about James Wiseman for the Warriors?
See, it sucks about with James White. Like I love the pick because they need a five. They do need a big. He's very young, so he can grow into the player that the Warriors do need him to be with that complementary system. But like now with Clay going down and being done for the season, it's kind of like maybe you should have went with a two guard. But I still love the pick. It sucks that we also couldn't see him play that much either because he sat the year out because there was some controversy going down and shit about like money and shit. So he rarely. I think he might have played like maybe a game or two at Memphis, and then just didn't play the rest of the year. But he's still that much talented that he went number 2 overall in the NBA draft.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a hard year, because a lot of guys didn't get to play their years in college this
Yeah,
year.
it's so rough. No March Madness. It's a very sad day in sports when there was no March Madness.
I think a lot of these guys will be underdeveloped this year too.
Yeah, this rookie class
To be
might
like a
not as
big
good.
jump for them to go from the NBA. Like someone like LaMelo Ball might have that advantage. He went at number 3 to the Hornets, but he might not advantage because he played in the Australian League. He played in the European leagues.
He's been
So he
playing
played
against
with grown men.
Yeah, he's been playing with grown men
Yeah.
since I think because he left high school, went back to high school, left high school. He's been playing with grown men the whole time, and his brother's in the NBA.
Yeah.
So and his father did play professional football.
And I think he was averaging like 17, 18 points in the Australian League
The
too.
kid, he's a dog.
Yeah.
The kid actually plays. He's not. They're saying that he might actually develop better than his brother. And in my opinion, I think his brother's probably top 3 defensive point guard in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So if he develops the offensive game and can take some of the defense from his brother, he'll be a top guard in the league within 3 years.
Now you think Jordan will help him out?
I think so because the way Jordan's characteristics have been changing of lately have been great. Because before Jordan used to be like standoffish, like fuck you, yeah, I own the team and so what. Of lately, he's been like helping communities out. He's been speaking up more about things. So I feel like he's becoming a better person. But I just can't wait to see if LeVar Ball and Michael Jordan play one-on-one.
Nah, it's not
I
happening.
think it's got one time for us.
But
It's gotta happen.
he's been quiet lately. I mean, he
Who?
wore his special hat, LeVar Ball,
Of course.
saying "I told you so."
Well, he's not wrong. I mean, I don't know how people knock him as a dad. I mean, like, yeah, he's definitely loud and out there. But 2 of his 3 sons were top 3 picks in the NBA. How do you knock that? He said it was going to happen,
It's-
and it did.
It's his ego, his persona.
I get that and all. Like,
Even there's other stuff behind the scenes where like he didn't steal money from his oldest son, but like starting the Triple B company, the Bowler brand.
Yeah, the Bowler brand.
A lot of money was wasted and gone. He kept asking for more money.
Yeah, I get that point. But I know a lot of people are trying to knock him as a dad, and I'm like,
You can't knock him as a dad, but you could knock him for his ego.
oh,
how
yeah,
he's
definitely. You
acting.
can definitely say something about his ego. But.
He's that dick.
Yeah, but because he's a football player, though. He's a football player.
I don't blame him on football.
Raising diva basketball players.
Mhm.
So that's just kind of what you get, though.
And what about the next pick, Obi?
I love it. I mean, it's tough because you would love to see them take a guard because they're already so forward heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you take a homegrown kid, kid was balling out at Dayton. You can't really be like too mad, but like now does this set them up for a trade then? Because if they don't go guard, then I think they got to shoot the gun in free agency for guard then. Because I think they could have got. There's still more guards available. I think they went best player available, which is fine, but he's already in the mix of so many forwards on that team already.
I really think the Knicks might go out and get Westbrook.
I think with this pick they have to.
I know he was on the Michael Kay show the other night and talked to Van Gundy, and he said that Knicks probably the best place for him. The Knicks could eat the money because that's the big thing with his contract is the money, and the Knicks have a lot of cap space to fit him in, and he just thinks that his ego, people really misconstrue it, and that he does make teams better. He can bring this team to a playoffs. He might be able to bring in another, couple role players into that organization.
100%, because I've never hear media outlets say something wrong about Russell Westbrook. You never hear that from his teammates.
Yeah.
Ever. So it's always the way he's perceived, but he's never looked upon by his teammates as the problem. Like, even with the whole KD situation, KD never really truly blamed him. I think KD just wanted out, And the best part about it is that everybody thought Westbrook was going to be the head case. Westbrook stayed longer than anybody.
Yeah.
He stayed longer than Ibaka, Harden, Kevin Durant. He stayed longer than all of them. Yeah. He was there. He was ready to ride and die for Oklahoma City.
And I think with them both in Houston, they're both the similar players. Yeah, they both need the ball in their hands. And I never thought that was going to work.
No.
Where it worked better with CP3 there was because CP3 could dish the ball, make other opportunities for everyone, and give a little pressure off Harden. Harden could take those sniper shots. Speaking of CP3, he was in the big trade this week.
Oh yeah, I said it last week. I told you the trade to make was CP3 going to the Phoenix Suns because all he's gonna do is make Devin Booker a better player.
And if DeAndre is healthy too, that's a great trio.
Well, look what he did. Look what Chris Paul did with DeAndre Ayton. I mean, look what he did with Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
So if he can just change that around, because even though Blake's on the Pistons, he's not talking about because he's constantly getting hurt. He was in an all-star conversation on the Pistons, who did not have Andre Drummond. It was just him. That was a rough team to play on.
I mean, they got a pretty good ransom too. They got Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen, LeCue?
I think so.
And they got a first-round pick for 2022. It's protected, but still. I mean, right now, and they already traded Ricky Rubio back to the Wolves.
Yeah, he's back in Minnesota.
And it's a great fit, You have Anthony Edwards going there with him.
So that's a great three-man rotation. Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and now Ricky Rubio coming off the bench.
To go with that, you think Ricky Rubio was coming off the bench?
Easily.
Yeah?
Because D'Angelo Russell's going to start. They're going to start Anthony Edwards. They'll have Cat. They got three of their starting five ready to go.
So you think they're going to split time sharing the ball, him and
Russell?
Yeah.
No shot. Russell controls the whole team. He's going to control that whole thing.
You don't think better if Rubio was point man and let him feed?
Nah, because the way Rubio's been playing, he's been off of late. Like when the Suns were killing, it wasn't really rookie Rubio.
But Rubio don't get he gets the assists. He helps spread the ball out. That's what he does. He's not the high scoring guy.
It's always going to see I feel like they're going to be like a hot team, like whatever's hot. So like whatever's hot they need, they'll go with. And it's great that they have that much talent to actually do it.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it. And actually, I don't know if you've just seen, but ESPN just updated that Anthony Davis, he opted out of the contract with the Lakers. That everybody knew that was going to happen, so he can re-sign. But now it's saying that he's not so quickly to look back at the Lakers. He's going to feel around a little bit.
That's just money.
You think so?
Yeah, because if you're going back somewhere, they're going to constrict you. Be like, all right, this is what we have in our cap. These are our plans. So you fit here, so we can do X, Y, and Z. But now if you're like, you know what, I'll test the market. The Knicks got money. Thunder has money. Yeah. Like, these guys got money. I could play around a little bit.
Yeah, I don't see Anthony Davis leaving the Lakers. The Lakers actually made a very good move in getting Dennis Schroeder.
Well, yes. That was a good trade. Then sent Danny Green to the Thunder. And now the Thunder dishes Green to the 76ers.
Whoever the Thunder GM is a masterpiece.
Well, he got a lot of picks.
A lot.
17 first-round picks through 2026.
That is insane.
And depending on where these picks land, he could have multiple years with lottery picks.
So for a team that's rebuilding, he might just be like, okay, well, let me get your best player. You can take 5 picks. I have 12 more first rounds.
And he could trade for big guys too.
Easily.
So, if they hit the next 2 drafts, they hit him great. All of a sudden, you could use the future draft picks to bring in that veteran.
Yeah, that's all they need.
But, first round picks also could be the death of you too.
Yeah.
Look at the 76ers all those years, hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss.
Yeah.
Because you never know these college kids, especially now with, I know they
definitely with COVID, it's definitely rough.
Well, I know they already talked about March Madness. They're gonna do a bubble.
Okay, no, they definitely should.
They're gonna do a bubble, keep all the teams so they can actually get to play this year because a lot of things got screwed up with it. Like we talked about earlier, these guys gonna be less developed, and it's a big jump to the NBA, man.
No, it is. It's not the same.
It's not like with baseball or football where they have that little buffer in college or in the minors. Basketball, you going like from 1 year in college to grown men.
Yeah, you're going from playing 20, 22-year-olds to playing 30, 35-year-olds that have been doing this longer than you were alive.
Yeah. Where big men are skinny in college, where big men are built like
250
tight ends
pounds.
in NFL. It's crazy. Big difference.
I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait for the NBA season next month. It's coming right around the corner. I cannot wait.
It's a weird feeling to get the draft now. It's just,
it's
weird.
It's all out of place. And they're starting up so soon, too. Like, I feel like that championship would just happen.
It did.
It really just did.
It
so
did.
I'm like, all right, well, I'm down. I love more sports is never a problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always down. It's never a problem for us. We get to cover it.
Yeah, but they, like we talked about this, off the chat. They need to get in before Christmas. Christmas is their big game, big money.
Because no other sport plays on Christmas.
Yeah,
it's only NBA. NBA, you're sitting there, you're unwrapping gifts in your pajamas, and you're just watching the NBA games. You see the crazy jerseys. You're like, oh my, I want that. Like, that's what I remember. I remember the Lakers versus the Heat games. When it was Kobe versus LeBron on Christmas Day. Great times, man. Great times.
So, anything else on NBA you got?
I feel like we're still just waiting to see where Westbrook goes. I feel like we gotta wait. I feel like he's the big name we're waiting on. And then if he goes, does Harden go to the Nets?
Well, that's the thing everyone been talking about because everyone believes Harden and Westbrook are both going.
Yeah,
but
different teams.
They cannot trade Harden first.
No,
because they trade Harden first, then the value of Westbrook just came down.
Yeah.
Because if you trade Westbrook first, you can still hide that Harden might stay.
Yeah.
You can still convince Harden to stay.
100%.
Westbrook is gone.
No, Westbrook, see you later.
And I think the best fit, like we said earlier, is the Knicks.
I think so.
I can't really see him. He's not, because you can't just plug him in on any team.
Like that's what I was saying. I thought the Hornets would be the great fit for him.
Mm-hmm.
But now with them drafting LaMelo Ball, I don't think they want to throw that in the mix to
no, because LaMelo's development will fall back.
Yeah, they would delay.
Because LaMelo needs the ball too. But I think the Knicks probably best pick. They have enough to give up. They have draft picks. They can match the money. They can handle his money. Any other teams you can see him going to?
No. That much room for the headache he brings in along with media.
Yeah.
But
I can't see him going to the Nets. I don't think he could fit with KD and Kyrie.
Nah, he won't go to the Nets. Teams that need a point guard. He won't go to the Nets. He won't go to the... I'd say it's got to be the Knicks.
Yeah.
No more Hornets. Hornets are out. I think that's it.
And Harden, everyone says he's going to the Nets.
Well, I heard Ibaka's going to the Nets too.
I heard they're all going.
So are they all teaming up? Is it,
Yeah.
is it Oklahoma City Thunder Part 2? Like, is that what's going down right now?
Well, yeah, it's like a Miami Super Team 2.0.
Yeah, they're just trying to bring it all back together.
I think that's what's going to be. I mean, but the question is with Harden, can he handle being with two huge superstars?
Yeah, because he was very shadowed when he played the
Even
first time.
Kyrie. Can Kyrie handle being number 3?
I think that team's just going to fall
He struggled
apart.
being number 2 with
He
LeBron.
didn't want to be number 2
Yeah.
with LeBron.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
And he's a sure number 3. He's ahead. I mean, Harden's ahead of him. KD's definitely ahead of both of them.
Easily. So now we got to see how that goes. And it's a first-time coach with Steve Nash.
Yeah. And I think if Harden went there, people will worry about his ego. I think his ego will calm down because he don't have a ring.
No, he doesn't.
That's his one thing on his resume.
He doesn't got the
He
ring.
has Hall of Fame numbers,
Easily.
but no ring.
Nope. Not a single ring. And it's just... I think he's just... I don't even know why he would want to go to the Nets, though. Like, I don't think he
Ring
fits.
chasing.
Yeah, I get the ring chasing, but I don't think he fits there. Like, I don't... Those are... KD, we've learned that can play off the ball because of his time with the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just... I don't know. You got two people who are ball handle heavy, and then KD kind of goes in that isolation game. So like, what's it gonna do when you have the best isolation player in the world with fucking Kyrie?
Mm-hmm.
It's rough.
But sometimes it works. Like it worked in Miami where Bosh learned his role, Wade learned his role, LeBron learned his role, and it works. I mean, if you could put away your egos, it can work. And I think Harden chasing a ring, Durant's always chasing rings. That's his goal. He wants as many rings.
Because he wants to be better than LeBron.
Well,
that's his whole goal. He's like, I need to be better than LeBron. I don't think he's getting.
I forget where I read this, but like, it's funny. It's like KD's gonna just collect all these rings, right? So in like 10 years from now, people are like, oh, you know,
the greatest of all time?
Listen, oh wait a minute, let's look at his resume, and like you forget, like he was on super teams.
Yeah. So I feel like that's pretty much everything.
But it still kills me though how they never won in Thunder together.
Never.
Westbrook, Harden, all of them together, man.
Ibaka, Perkins, they had such a good
team. Stash Brothers, all of them, man.
Cantor,
those teams were so good. Like they missed so many great opportunities.
But you can't. LeBron is just a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many other good teams that we're going to talk about down the line 10 years from now. Like, yo, you remember the good Pacer teams? Like, they didn't have none crazy, but they had a great team. You won't even remember them.
Yeah.
You remember the Raptors with Kyrie and DeRozan? Won't even remember them. Because LeBron's reign of that 10-year of just being in the East, wrecking it, just diminishes teams. And it sucks. It's the same thing with Jordan. Jordan's the reason why Barkley never got a ring. But, like, it's crazy how much one player in that sport alone can change everything.
Yeah, and I think it might happen with the Bucks too.
You think so?
I think they might get stuck where they might not win that ring, kind of like Thunder. There's too many good teams in the West right now.
Well, the Bucks definitely just got better with the trade for Drew Holiday. That truly helps them where they definitely needed a point guard.
Yeah, but the Nets are going to come back healthy now.
Yeah,
can they truly take that East, man?
And then there's always the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics are always a great run team, so they always got a shot to fight and go.
Mm-hmm.
But and the Raptors never die.
Well, what's his name now from a lot of talk to Celtics? What's that guy's name? The white guy, the tall guy.
What are you talking about?
Oh, he came over with Kyrie that year.
Cantor?
No. And then the Celtics.
Gordon Hayward.
Yes.
Yeah, him.
He's actually in talks that he might go to the Knicks too now.
So him teaming up with Westbrook, that would be.
Yeah, there was a lot of rumors yesterday saying that a lot of connections with the Knicks that Hayward really.
A lot of teams like to end up on the Knicks. They always want to go to the Knicks because it's the mecca of basketball.
Yeah.
Well, who wouldn't want to go there? So I love it though. I can't wait for the basketball season.
Let's talk about football season.
Season that we're in right now.
So this COVID list is getting crazy.
Myles Garrett just jumped on it.
Three Giants now again on it. At least they're on the bye week, so they could get healthy. But bye week could mean they go out and spread it too.
Yeah, I thought what's his name? I thought Duke Johnson was gonna end up on it. Mm-hmm. The backup now starting running back for the Texans. Like he just had an illness. He's already back at practice. Carlos. I think his name's Carlos. Clyde Edward.
Mm-hmm.
The Kansas City running back. He's got an illness.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting to see if that's COVID now.
Yeah.
So it's COVID-ridden league.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Big Ben actually got to play last week.
Yes.
We thought he wasn't going to play.
I told you he's playing.
I didn't know he was playing.
I told you.
I hope he did it. That's how I missed my
I told
life.
you. I said.
It was bad. It happens.
It's right.
Steelers did cover the spread. The Bengals did not.
It's right. I lost mine. Both of mine. So
I got one with the Fins. I told you about the Fins. They were winning that game. I knew they were winning that game. No matter what. They weren't winning by one.
The Giants decided to wake up and play.
Oh, yeah. You finally going. That's what happens when you're a Giants fan. You can't bet against your team like that.
But Daniel Jones, man, like.
I don't think he threw for
He's playing a lot better.
Running wise, yeah.
Question is, he turn over the ball. And he has it.
Over so
but the last two games, no turnovers.
And they win games. The last two games they won. So, what do you want? Can't ask for more.
Yeah, they're running the ball great. Can't throw a touchdown pass.
No, you think he threw for? I think he threw for 280 yards with no passing touchdown.
Yeah, a running touchdown. I think that's it.
Yeah, he ran for one. I think Gallen had one.
And my Browns picked two. Low scoring game. The wind was a factor.
Nick Chubb was going to cover the spread for you.
Yeah.
And then he stepped out of the one.
Yeah.
Fantasy owners. Right in. Right in. Just went right.
Well, that's a smart football move, though.
I love Nick Chubb. I think he's the second to third best running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. He can do it all.
I liked him coming out of college. He was a second round pick.
Even with his knee being
Yeah.
blown out, I'd still take him over anybody. He's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what he does again this week.
Now, let's talk about the Saints and Falcons. Now, this game's getting a little crazy. You know, with Drew Brees being injured.
And so everybody jumped on the gun of Jameis Winston starting.
Yeah, well, everyone assumed. And
They
we
were
don't
like,
know
all
what
right, well,
happens.
because, the second Brees went out, Winston went in. But as of today, they're saying Taysom Hill is taking all the team reps.
Yeah.
I just read earlier this day on Twitter that Jameis Winston isn't even in any of the offensive packages today. So he might not even touch the field.
Yeah, well, we always said that Hill is the future for them.
Yeah. Even though he's older than Winston.
Yeah.
He is technically their future.
And last year, when Breeze, they sat Breeze for Bridgewater,
That
we
was
always
fun.
assume that, all right, Taysom Hill was the third option. But this year it's different. He's the second option. I mean, this offense, Hill knows it. He got the arm for it.
He's been in the system for 3 to 4 years now, so he's got to know. He's
Yeah.
got to know Sean Payton.
He has an arm.
He easily does. He's very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as accurate. It turns out that he's only thrown 18 career passes in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a starting quarterback against a divisional game.
But it's not like he's not quarterbacking with second team, with third teams when
No, of
Breeze
course.
starts.
But it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'd start Winston. Even though Winston turns that ball over, if he doesn't, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, but sometimes the coaches know more, and I think they're really happy with him. I mean, they wouldn't put all their chips on one player if they didn't think it would happen. Because they would have re-signed Bridgewater, I think, if they were worried about
But I feel
Hill.
like Bridgewater wanted too much money. Like, Bridgewater got paid in Carolina. That's my thing. He got
Yeah, but Breeze on his way out.
Yeah. I would have kept Bridgewater. I thought it would be best to keep Bridgewater and just constantly keep Taysom Hill in like they do now.
Nah, they really knew Hill's their future.
Yeah.
You get Winston for cheap as a backup. But Winston can play too.
He can. You can trade him later on, like the Jets did. The Jets traded Bridgewater.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you get rid of Winston down the line. You get something for it. You really build your future then
Yeah.
with a Winston trade.
Well, how long is Winston's contract?
I think a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
It's really short, so you might want to get this guy moving now. But hey, if anybody can pick up Taysom Hill and start him at tight end, this is the week to do it. Because now you got quarterback numbers coming from your tight end position.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have Kelsey, Waller.
Well, it depends what league you in too. So.
Yeah, if you're on the ESPN app, you're allowed to use him as a tight end as well.
Mhm.
Us on Yahoo aren't as fortunate. I like the decision of him not being a tight end, though. I think it's correct. Because, yes, he does have that wildcat aspect of him, but he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else from my quarterback. But those who can, that are very more fortunate than we are at Yahoo fucking Fantasy, take advantage of it. Get 25 points from your tight end position when he throws the ball.
Yeah.
However, though, I think my lock is going to be the Atlanta Falcons.
Really?
I think they covered the spread easily by getting 4. They put up numbers, man. The Falcons. Matt Ryan is like number 2 in passing yards right now.
Mm-hmm.
His defense does not hold anything for him, and that sucks. But he's still balling.
Yes, but
He
they're
is-
choke artists.
Of
And I think that's where that +4 help you, because if it's a field goal game,
there you go.
you cover.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I'm taking them.
And all the games been close. It's been, a 3 to 5 point margin usually.
Yeah. Let's see. They beat the Broncos. They won by 7. They beat the Panthers. They won by 8. They beat the Lions. They lost to the Lions. They lost by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Their other loss, they lost to the Panthers. They lost by 7.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to the Packers. All right. Not talking about the Packers. Packers, they got their ass kicked. Against the Bears, they lost by 4. Against the Cowboys, they lost by 1.
Yeah.
They're covering this spread, no doubt about it. You can lock it here today. They are covering the spread of that -4, of getting 4. They're covering. There's no doubt about it. 100%.
100%.
100%.
I like the spread, but I don't know. I don't think this offense might just keep chugging along, man. With Hill, I really think
This game might be a shootout. And I love that.
I think they're home, so they didn't have to travel. They're it's a little extra practice time.
They stay in the dome. And
I like Hill. I really do.
So you think Hill's got that? So you're not touching that game? I know our rule usually is like leave the divisional game alone.
With point spread, I wouldn't touch the game because +4. I do like it's +4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they lose, they're choke artists. Yeah, 100%.
I think Saints win now. I think they win by a field goal. I really do. I think it comes down to a field goal and they win. So my lock.
Who you got for the lock?
I really like Green Bay.
Green Bay.
I know the spread been moving. Green Bay was giving up 2.5, but right now they getting 1.5 in Indy.
I think that's because Devontae Adams, my sole leader of my fantasy team, just was downgraded at practice. Practice Wednesday at a limited part. Did not practice Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't play, it's a whole different game.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
You think so? With Phillip Rivers and Aaron Rodgers?
And I think Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback. That's what I'm going by.
So you say they win the game. You got to score.
Oh, they're winning. It's, to me, a shootout. It's going to be high scoring.
Well, I think
the over-under right now is 51. It might...
If you're saying shootout, I need a number then. You got to give me
If I
a
had to
score.
guess this score...
What's your score?
28-24.
Who wins?
Green Bay, yeah.
All right.
28-24.
I.
Now we'll cover the spread, so I like the over.
So you're saying take everything.
I like the over. I like Green Bay. I would even give up the 1.5 and just take the money line. You get a better bang for your buck.
Like that?
Yeah, but give up the points, take the money line. I don't know what the money line is right now, but
Tell you. Money line, let me see. Money line for that game is that Green Bay's plus 105. That's what it says.
if it's plus 105, I would just take it. For $100 you bet you get 105 back.
Hey, you can.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, last week we kind of went at it a little bit. This week I think we agree upon our second lock of the week.
Yeah, this is very rare.
That's great. Do not judge us before this call is made. But we both believe in.
The New York Jets.
I think they got him.
Plus 9.5 against the Chargers.
I think this week they got him. We're not saying they win. We're not saying they win this game. We're just saying they cover the spread.
Yes.
I think they lose by maybe 7.
The spread was deep against New England.
Very deep.
They had a bye week.
Yeah.
So they come out, Flacco starting.
Yep.
They're playing against a rookie quarterback.
Who has shown very good talent, but only has 2 wins on the year.
Vegas puts in the factor of East Coast going West Coast. It's actually a big factor when they do spreads. But with a bye week, you could take that away because they could travel early, get there early, figure things out more.
Hang out, get accustomed to the time and everything, so it doesn't truly affect them.
How would be going to regular week?
Yeah, going from New York to LA, that's definitely tough.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they got a bye week, so instead of if they got to travel maybe Wednesday night, they don't get there till they don't practice for the first time till maybe Thursday. They could leave Monday, get right there and get going like it's a regular week.
9.5 is a huge spread. I mean, we talked about double-digit spreads before.
Yeah.
Same thing I told you with last week with the Packers. This ain't college.
This is not college football.
So, NFL teams could cover 9.5 spread. This spread actually started at 10.5. So, Vegas bettors all betting on the Jets.
Yeah.
It's huge spread. Neither team usually covers the spread.
No.
So you could throw that option. Oh, this team covers, that team covers.
No,
neither team covers.
They don't cover the spread.
So it's a crapshoot. So you have to go by talent. Flacco isn't a tier 1 quarterback. Flacco is not a tier 2 quarterback.
Nope.
But Flacco is a system quarterback.
100%.
And what
Crowder playing out of his mind got him in the 11th. Can't believe it, but I got him.
And if the Jets could get a run game going.
Yeah. And they're playing a bottom tier defense.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers defense isn't, because Bosa's barely playing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have Cam Hayward anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Hayward anymore in the back end. I think they cover. We agree. I think they're going to cover this spread.
I mean, the Jets haven't got blown out too many times this year.
No.
think, 2 games they were actually blown
I'll
out,
check it
if
out.
I'm correct.
But it's just the Chargers ain't blowing anybody out.
I mean, NFL teams really don't get blown out unless you're the Jaguars a few years back, where they just got blown out almost every game.
All right, it depends on what you mean by blown out. Because I'm looking at the schedule and it ain't looking too pretty.
Well,
It's
double
the Bills
digits.
All right, the Bills, they lost by 10. The 49ers, they lost by like damn near 20. They lost 29 to the Colts, 9 to the Broncos, 20 to the Cardinals, 24 nothing to the Dolphins.
I'm way off.
Yeah, I don't know what team you're looking at, but
I
you're
don't
looking
know.
at the Jets.
Well, I really haven't been paying attention to the
Well, as
Jets
of
that
late, you're
much,
thinking
but-
of it as of late.
I
They
guess
lost
so.
only 3 to the New England Patriots, and we're not too pretty right now. We did beat the Ravens, though.
Mhm.
We beat them. Like we said, they're 2 teams that are almost around the same exact type of build. Of whoever gets the lead, it's kind of hard to catch them.
Mhm.
Patriots got that lead, and Cam and Jacoby Myers were just dogging.
Mhm.
Turns out the only person who actually threw a touchdown pass in that game for the Patriots was Jacoby Myers. Him and Cam threw actually the same amount of touchdowns.
Well, it's like Cam Newton, same thing with Daniel Jones. I
Yeah.
don't think either one really throws touchdowns. They both been running the ball.
What's it called? Jacoby Myers was a high school quarterback, but they made him transfer to a wide receiver.
That's like half the wide receiver call for New England.
Yeah, that's kind of just how it goes for us. Hey, but we can run that double reverse running wide receiver throw though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how it works.
Mhm.
Man, Rex Burkhead had 2 touchdowns on the night. I love it. I don't think we should have won that game, but I'm happy we did.
No, but I told you weather comes into effect. It was cold.
Oh yeah.
The
If
weather-
you actually look,
Mhm.
it was on some crazy shit.
Mhm.
It was clear as day on the Patriots' last drive.
Mhm.
On the Ravens' last drive,
Mhm.
the fog was insane. So it's just the luck of heads and tails. That's where special teams comes into play. Of how many times you get the ball in the right position. It was
Mhm.
later in the night when the Ravens got the ball at the end. You couldn't see as much. The weather was going. The wind was whipping. It's hard to play like that.
That's why places like Foxborough is dangerous.
Yeah.
Going to Denver is dangerous.
Denver, because of the high altitude, it's tough.
Green
It's tough
Bay,
though.
forget about it.
Frozen tundra.
That's it.
But yeah, I think the Jets cover, and I got the Falcons cover. That's my picks this week.
Yep, I got the Jets covering, and I got the Green Bay covering, but I think they're gonna win outright.
You think they win and cover? I respect that.
Anything?
Also, I think the biggest game this week we got to see now is if the Raiders can go 2-0 against the Chiefs. Remember, the Chiefs only lost this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Las Vegas Raiders?
Well, here's the thing. We gotta see if they come up with a better game plan against the Raiders, because they come out and lose again, it doesn't look good.
Nope.
Because now teams gonna be studying those 2 films and figure out what Gruden's doing that everyone else is not doing.
What Gruden was doing, what everybody tries to do, is keep Pat Mahomes off the field. Keep him off. You gotta keep him off.
Well, the only team that could, like the Ravens, can if they get the lead, they could run the ball. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Mahomes is just different animals.
Yeah, but if you keep him off the field like they did, like Josh Jacobs had a game against the Chiefs when they beat the Chiefs. He had a game. He was dogging them. And so was Dalen Waller. Because their defense is very good, yeah, but their run defense isn't as good as their pass defense, the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can keep Pat Mahomes off the field and constantly have that clock, Pat Mahomes can't beat you on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, that's a problem. They really never had a dominant defense with the Chiefs. A lot of blitzing schemes. They masked their defense.
they got your guys on.
Spagnuolo.
Yep, they got
Steve
Spagnuolo
Spagnuolo.
right there. So.
And Spagnuolo's like the blitz king. His
Yeah.
schemes are really good.
You need to be with a team like that. Like they have great pass rushers.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jones,
They don't run stuffers though. They don't.
Frank Clark, and Chris Jones, great pass rush defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say they're as great as run defensive linemen. So I feel like it all depends on Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is the full X factor of the Chiefs game once again. If he can run that clock and keep Pat Mahomes on the sideline, doesn't matter if Pat Mahomes is your MVP, the reigning MVP, Super Bowl champ, don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He can't beat you from the sideline. Time of
Sure.
possession, is going to tell that game like it did the first time. And that's how football works sometimes. That's how teams used to beat Brady. That's how teams used to beat Peyton. Quarterbacks cannot beat you from the sideline. So if you keep them off the field, how are they gonna hurt you?
Yeah.
It's not like basketball where they're gonna get the ball. It's not like that. You know what you gotta do. You gotta keep them off the sidelines.
Well, that's why most Super Bowl teams have the best defenses.
Yeah.
Well, what the saying is, offense wins games, defense wins championships.
If you look at it, last time they played, Josh Jacobs had 23 carries for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Carr played pretty well. 22 of 31 with 347 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Pat Mahomes threw 43 times, and they lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Kelsey had a day of 8 catches and 108 yards. But if you look at the running, Carlos Edwards-Helaire, 10 rushes for 40 yards. That's not closing a game out.
No.
That's not going to do it. 23 rushes compared to 10 on the other side. You don't win. You got to close that game out. And there's only one way to do it against the Chiefs. That's it. The only way you get to do it against them. And I hope, me being a Patriot fan, I hope the Chiefs lose. I hope they lose. That's just how I root. I don't root for them. I root against them. Sorry if you don't like it, but too bad. That's just how I go with them.
What about another big game, Ravens and Titans?
I really like this game. It's the rematch of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough to see who's going to win this game. Ravens are up and down depending on if they're winning or losing. Even though they have a star-studded defense, the defense hasn't been playing as great as they should be.
I think Baltimore's a little exposed lately.
Lamar Jackson's getting a little bit exposed.
He's getting banged up too.
Yeah, he's getting hit a lot more. He doesn't have a starting right tackle. They had to move right tackle. They don't have a starting left tackle on Ronnie Stanley. They had to move Zeus Jr. from right tackle to left tackle now. So they're moving pieces around. It's hard to win like that.
And he's actually running the ball too, Lamar.
Yeah.
It's not like where he's running and sliding. Nah, he's taking hits.
Yeah, he's getting hit a lot now.
And
teams are not letting him go down.
It's getting deeper into the season. Teams will start hitting him harder.
100%.
And is he going to be healthy is he going to be healthy when playoffs come? Like, this is a big question marks. Not even that. Like, look at RG3, man.
His career.
First year, he played great.
100%.
Potential.
Rookie of the year. He almost won it, but Andrew Luck was in the league, so kind of hard to win that.
But, one too many hits. That's it, man. Look at all these guys who go down this year. How many quarterbacks went down this year because of big hits?
Too many. And also, the Titans have been playing very well.
Yep, in Vegas, this line opened at -7 for Baltimore. Now Baltimore's down to -5.5. People betting Tennessee. They took the Tennessee in the touchdown, which I would have took Tennessee in the touchdown.
I would take Tennessee. If
I'm getting a touchdown, I'm taking by 5.5. I don't know.
Craziest thing is that the line, the what's it called? The over-under jumped up.
Oh, yeah, I figured that. 47.5. Tennessee usually gets the over.
Mm-hmm.
I would have took, I don't know.
Because these are two smash-mouth, play-hard defense type of teams. I thought the spread would be low.
So this is going to happen. I'll tell you right now for this game. This is what's going to happen.
You tell me?
It's either going to be a smash-mouth running game, low-scoring defense, whoever defense plays better. It's going to come down to, okay, we both don't have top-of-line defenses. Which one's better? Or it's going to come out where both of them just screwed up the game and they're going to be gunning for touchdowns. I think it's going to be the first one. I think it's going to be a slow-moving game, a run game, smash-mouth football.
The Super Bowl with the Patriots and Ravens?
Not as much. I think it'd be like a 21-14 game.
Okay.
2 or 3, maybe 6 touchdowns between them, if that max. Be a slow-moving game, a boring game.
Think it's gonna be a boring game.
Just run.
Red zone will not be that close to that game.
Well, they will be. I think there'll be a lot of red zone because they'll be running the ball a lot.
So this might be a weird number game, not like a 21. This might be like a 22.
Oh yeah,
like
I said, it's gonna be around that number, not exact. Like I said, it would be 5 touchdowns, maybe 6 touchdowns on a whole game.
Yeah.
So that doesn't get you to the spread.
Nope.
So that's why I said it's going to be a weird game. I think it's going to be a smash mouth game because both quarterbacks aren't throw happy quarterbacks.
Well, Ryan Tannehill was a receiver at Texas A&M before he became the quarterback
But
of the
it
Miami Dolphins.
It could get crazy though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like if they start throwing, you know what happens when they both of them start throwing a lot.
They start going. Ball might get turned over.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of
Ball might get turned
interceptions.
over.
That's why I was
We also
getting
got to see
to.
the weather. Because I've been to Maryland. It gets a little rainy.
Mm-hmm.
And when it rains hard.
So I think it's to be a run smash mouth game, and I don't think it's to be high scoring. I would take the under.
You take the under?
I would take the under.
I would take the under and the Titans on that game. No doubt about it.
I don't know about 5.5.
I take it.
If I got six and a half.
So you think the Ravens are winning the game?
No. I don't know. It's a toss up. I would feel more comfortable with +7 Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
5.5. I think it's gonna be a touchdown game. I don't think many field goals gonna be kicked.
Okay.
You know, Gostkowski really hasn't been on.
Left to right.
So I really think a lot of field goals gonna be, especially if it's windy in Maryland, because I know up in New York it's been windy.
No, but very bad.
So it could be windy there, and
Yeah.
that means kicking will be a factor, and I don't think many kicks will go through.
They're both 6-3. They're both top of their divisions. So it's the Ravens aren't at the top of their division. They have the Steelers.
Even when they first played in playoffs, I don't fully remember, but wasn't a lot of running two in that game. Didn't what's his
Derrick
name go off?
Henry.
Henry went off.
I think he almost had like 30 rushing attempts.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna come down to the same game plan. I think Tennessee whips out that playbook for that week and
Just runs it all up again.
Basically.
Put it on repeat. See what happens again. I respect that.
Mhm.
I love Mike Vrabel though. I love him.
Mhm.
I love the way he coaches. I love everything about him. Of course, he's a Belichick prodigy.
Mhm.
Came from New England,
Yeah.
so he knows all that.
What happened with Dez? I never looked that into.
Dez, I think he was active. I don't think he played.
Mhm.
So we'll see again this week because he's still on that team. He's not cut or anything.
Yeah.
He's still practicing with them. So
Well, speaking of bad players, what about AB? Did
Yeah,
you hear, what about him
Oh,
breaking the
yeah.
security camera?
there's a new scandal with AB again. Can't this man stay out the damn spotlight for once?
So he got in trouble with his homeowners association. He broke one of the security cameras, but the homeowner association let it go because AB's AB. But Tampa actually knew about the situation prior to signing, but didn't release nothing to the NFL because it was just hearsay.
Okay. you
So
can't-
they'd have to release it yet, but they didn't know about it, so they were able to jump ahead of it. I don't think it was become a factor. If Tampa already knew about it,
Mhm.
he's gonna stay.
I don't think he goes nowhere. I think they let him rock this time.
Unless NFL suspends him, it's different.
Yeah, the NFL's been on it of late. But I don't think they want to do it because of, like we were talking about before, about how many people are down with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
AB is still AB.
Yeah.
And he's been quiet. Like, he hasn't been talking shit.
Mhm.
He hasn't been in trouble of late. So, besides this, I think they let him go.
Now, what do you think about Jamal Adams?
What happened?
Did you hear about his interview this week?
What happened here?
So I forget who. He was with two ex-NFL players in an interview, and he's saying the Jets gave him depression.
Oh, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So a lot of talks now is not saying anything bad about depression, not that he really didn't have depression. He was just the difference between depression and being sad.
I mean, when you're Jamal Adams, you've been on the high horse the whole time.
But the thing is, though, if the Jets really did bring this man depression, why did he say if they paid him, he would have stayed?
Yeah, no, it's definitely rough. I don't think you can't really try to self-label yourself sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're never knocking depression. Depression is a very serious subject. If you do have depression, please seek help, of course. But don't self-label. That's my thing.
Yeah.
There's no point of self-labeling, especially when there's so many options.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's therapists for this to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could just be sad, and being sad is just a thing. People could just be sad.
His thing was, the big thing he talked about was, after a loss, he came home, shut the lights off, sat in a room dark, and his father came by, seen him, and his father called the agent, said, you gotta get out of New York.
So then, he looks a lot happier in Seattle.
He's still not playing the money he's getting.
Yeah, but he's playing. He's winning.
He just
Winning
proved,
changes everything.
He just proved that safety shouldn't be paid.
No. Not
That's
at all.
all he proved.
Yep. I agreed 100%. I said they should have got traded. When this first happened, they're like, oh, they're going to trade Jamal. I was like, yeah, they should.
I think the Jets made a good trade.
Great trade.
And I I think he just proved the fact that safeties do not get paid.
They should have.
Corners and pass rushers.
Corners, pass
That's
rushers, tackles, and
And if you
quarterbacks.
get a good middle linebacker
Yeah.
that can control that defense,
You hold on for dear life.
yes.
Like Bobby Wagner, you never let him go.
Ray Lewis.
You don't let him
all
go.
these like top.
Patrick Willis, don't let him go. Those guys, those top 5 linebackers in the league, middle linebackers, you hold on to them. I'm not saying you break the bank for them, but you try to hold on for them.
Safeties aren't covered guys.
Nope.
They're safeties.
They're the last option. They're in the back.
They're the guys supposed to save you when the corners break down.
That's it.
That's why they're called safeties.
Those 1 or 2 times that they fuck up, that's the only time I need
If
you.
you're not a good corner, you're a safety.
Yep. Look at Devin McCourtney. Devin McCourtney was drafted out of Rutgers to New England being a corner. He sucked at corner. Took his ass to safety, one of the best safeties in the league.
They're fast guys who could come and help you break down the play.
They're amazing from hash mark to hash mark,
Yes.
or from middle of the field to out of bounds. That's what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need that. But I'm not paying that guy.
No.
Not paying that guy.
Lockdown corners get paid.
Yep.
Beast pass rushers get paid.
Yep.
And team leader linebackers get paid.
For the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
It's the same thing like on offense. You got your tackles that you got to pay. You got to pay your tackles. Because they protect the edge. They protect everything on the side. You got to pay your quarterback. Quarterback, you need to pay more than anything. And I think the third position in that, you got to pay your running backs.
No.
I think they showed this year.
Running backs don't get paid.
Look at this now.
Running back do not get paid. And it proves it this year.
How's it prove it this year?
They get hurt.
Oh my God. Every position gets hurt. You just said quarterbacks get hurt, but we're going to pay them?
Different injuries.
Oh, here we go.
Different injuries.
Let me hear.
If you look at the timeline, how long running backs last, they had 3 years in the league. They averaged 3 years in the league. There's outliers, of course.
Of course.
But
The
they average
Adrian
3 years,
Petersons and all them.
where quarterback life is 10 years.
Okay.
Big difference.
Yeah, but they're backups. Most of those guys are talking about backups.
No, starters.
Okay, just based on starters. Okay.
Just starters. Backups is different.
No, but I ranked running back third in who you're paying. Like if you're paying your offense, you pay the running backs third.
No.
Quarterbacks, tackles, running back.
Quarterback, tackle, wide receiver.
Wide receivers are the icing. They don't do much.
You need an elite wide receiver.
No, you don't.
Every team does.
And New England never did.
There's outliers.
Yeah, there's always outliers. We had outliers for 6 Super Bowls.
There's the rules, and there's an outlier against the rules.
Yeah.
Patriots were the outlier against the rules.
6 different times.
Yeah.
6 different times we showed that you don't need a true top receiver to win a Super Bowl. You don't. As sad as it is, they're the icing on the cake. Give me the running back who controls the time of possession. I'll pay that man over the wide receiver any day
Name
of the
one
week.
running back you guys paid in New England.
We had a running back system. We didn't pay anybody in New England.
Exactly. You just proved my point.
No, you're saying you'd rather pay a wide receiver over a running back.
Yes.
No shot.
I feel like a lot more running backs come out of college, easier to draft, easier to pick up, easier to move the system.
You're crazy. Julio Jones is dogging with the Falcons. How's that record doing?
That's a different reason.
How's that a different reason? He's the best running back in the league. He's the best wide receiver in the league.
It's their defense.
Oh, their defense. Oh, okay.
That's a whole different issue.
You see Alvin Kamara? Offensive player of the year. Second in receptions as of last week.
Of course. Great player. Let's see how long he's in the league for.
Yeah,
That's the
lucky
question.
We'll see.
Peterson, he's outlier. He lasted this long.
Peterson's a different breed. That man tore his
That's
ACL,
what I'm
came
saying.
back in fucking 6 to 8 months and was ready to go.
Okay, let's go to the Texans. How many great running backs went through Texans in the last 10 years? A lot.
Aaron Forster. Now they got David Johnson.
A lot.
It's
These
rough.
guys come up. What about the Madden covers of running backs? How many times they pop up for 1 year, 2 years, and boom.
That's Payne Hillis. He's different. You knew he was a fullback playing running back.
But that's how it is, though. That's how running backs are, man. They don't last long. Look at Saquon. He can't even get healthy.
Yeah, his last 2 years he's been very unhealthy. Even Chubb went down this year too. Again, Zeke's been battling injuries.
Bell went down a couple years ago.
Cook's been getting
Eckler's
hurt.
down. Now your boy from the Panthers is down again.
Oh, Christian McCaffrey down again with a shoulder injury now.
That's why you can't pay these guys. Like,
I'm not saying you break the bank with them. They're third on my list.
Now, do they deserve to get paid?
Yes.
Different conversation.
Okay, we'll agree on that then.
Like, it's like in baseball. So right now the problem is, do I pay you for what you did today for the next year, or do I pay you what I think you value next year?
Okay.
And
That's a good
and that's
point.
how you look at it in football. Yes, you had a great rookie contract, great, but now I got to sign you to what was the average contract in the NFL? 4 years now, or a 5th-year option? Can you really take on another 5 years?
Yeah.
But running backs end their career at 28.
Yeah.
That's usually when that's it. So you come out as a rookie, what, 22, 23?
So it's about a 6-year career. 6 to 7-year career.
And how long is that? That's your rookie contract.
Pretty much. The whole thing.
That's my point.
I get what you mean. So if you just, I'd say you pay him for a short amount of time. Like if you can get a rookie contract, say like a 3rd rounder like they did with Alvin Kamara, if you can get him with a 3-year deal and then you get him again for another 3-year deal, that's perfect.
That fits the timeline.
That fits the timeline.
Well, that's what the fight was with Alvin Kamara with the contract. He wanted the years. They didn't want to give him the years.
And I can see why the Saints did give him the years.
Like, I wouldn't mind a front-loaded contract where you could dish him off or cut him in the 4th year.
Mm-hmm. It all depends on that team option on the back end.
Yeah, but you can't pay running backs.
I pay him before receivers.
You can't pay him. The
I
rookie
pay them
contracts are too juicy.
before receivers.
But look, like Chubb is a 2nd-round pick. You said Kamara's a 3rd. Look how cheap those contracts are. And look at Zeke. Zeke is healthy, right? Is he healthy?
He's battling injury. He is playing, but he's battling
injuries for the last 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been hurt a couple times.
And he's playing behind one of the best offensive lines.
Not now.
Not now, but he did.
Yeah, he did.
And he still got hurt.
Yeah.
So imagine Saquon, who ain't playing to get behind a great line, getting banged up every day.
I get what you mean, but I'd still rather pay. I'd rather have a better running back on my team than a better receiver.
You waste your money on running backs. I'll go get a rookie who's healthy and I could.
Yeah, I'll go grab a John Brown and a Marquise Brown, a Henry Ruggs who's just gonna run a 4.3. I can grab them at any time. All you gotta do catch the ball. Give me the running back.
That's a lot of guys.
Yeah, you can't do that for running back.
No.
You can't. I just named you 3 players who all do the same exact thing. You can't name the same exact players that do what these running backs do.
No, but there's a lot of them in college.
Oh, no.
There's an abundance.
But there's abundance of everything in college. There's so many college teams. It's insane. The way that talent is overcoming and it's just becoming such an abundance now, it's amazing for sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing for sports. I can't wait for it.
Like, quarterback is the hard position to find.
Yes.
It's a different pace, different thing. But running back is give ball run.
Give ball run. What are we, cavemen?
Pretty much a running back.
It depends,
You
man.
block him. Like,
I get what you mean, man. I get what you mean.
with quarterbacks is the next level thinking.
Break it down. What's the defense? Is the cover 2 there? Is he shading? Is he not shading? Where's the safety at? What's he bite on? Does he bite on the pump? Does he not bite on the pump? When I roll, does he roll over? Does he hesitate? There's a lot of
Practice
things.
don't stop. You get to go home, watch film, watch tape.
100%.
But running back, you really think you watch film?
Yeah. The good ones.
Compared to
Not as much as quarterback, of course. Quarterback's a different breed. Hey, man.
All right, let's got a big card this weekend. UFC.
I love it.
Was it UFC 255?
UFC 255.
So we have 2 title fights. We have the flyweight for men and the flyweight for women.
Yep, 2 flyweight division title fights. I don't see anybody being the champion in flyweights. Either of them. I think both champions stay in the champions.
Shevchenko. I think it's a ridiculous number in the odds.
Oh, Shevchenko. Valentina Shevchenko.
What is she, minus 1,600 now?
It's insane the money line that she's got.
So there's no bet in that.
No, you don't even touch that fight. There's no point of it.
Supposedly, I don't know much about her sister. I know her sister's 1 and 2 in the UFC.
Sister's not as good as her sister.
And they're saying hammer against the sister.
Is the sister even on the...
She's on the undercard.
She's on the prelims?
Prelims, yeah.
Who's she fighting? Yeah, she's number 15 flyweight in the world. She's fighting Arena Lipsky. 13-5. Last fight she won. Yeah. Might be right.
What I read, Lipsky's a bit of a brawl, and they said...
TKO win rate 55%, 18% win. Ooh.
They said she's going to bust her up.
You think so?
That's what I'm reading. I really haven't seen any of their fights, to be honest. Just what I read, and...
Shevchenko doesn't miss, though. She's a 50% complete rate. of her strikes, of her significant strikes, while Lipsky is 34%.
But she's struggling with UFC fighters.
Yes, she's 8-2. So if she lost twice in the UFC, both of her losses came when she fought real talent in the UFC.
So she's gonna struggle with this, different breed of fighters. But Valentina's definitely winning. I can't see her losing.
No, I don't. No shot. It's like her only competition is Amanda Nunes, and she's not fighting Amanda Nunes again. So
yeah, Valentina's not gonna move up, and Nunes is not gonna come down to her weight.
So they will never meet. We'll never see that fight again.
And what about the flyweight? What do you think of men's?
I thought this was the Cody Garbrandt fight. It was supposed to be Devison Figueiredo going up against Cody Garbrandt. I loved it. I was waiting for that. I don't know much about the kid Alex Pereira. I know he's the number 4 flyweight in the world. They both won their last fight.
Well, Alex actually had 2 fight of the night wins.
Okay.
So he is a brawler. He's gonna put up a good show.
The thing that sucks is that even though Perez is actually an inch taller, he gives up 3 inches in the reach. So that's kind of rough when you're going up against a brawler like Figueiredo of what he did in his 2 title fights because he didn't make weight the first time. So we got to.
Even though Triple C says this division's great, for a lot of the amateur watchers, this division's boring.
Yeah,
Mighty Mouse destroyed this division when he was here.
It's not much of a brawling type of division. It's kind of just like great technical, athletic fighting. So if you like fighting, the flyweight division is great to watch.
It's like how Holloway fights, a lot of volume, precise hitting.
Yep, that's a perfect way to put it.
Now there's one match on the card that I like.
Who you like?
Mike Perry versus Tim Means.
Ooh, Mike Perry's fighting again.
Mike Perry.
Can't believe he got a fight.
He has more problems than John Jones.
Yes.
Always on TMZ.
TMZ is Mike Perry's second home. It's his second home.
It's amazing.
He's actually was just ranting on Twitter about him wanting to almost die by making this cut weight. That's what he was talking about on Twitter. So he's just adding to the fuel of the fire.
Mike Perry should have a contract with TMZ.
Legit. He should work for him.
For all the domestic violence, smacking cameramen, everything. It's unbelievable.
But he is very fun to watch fight.
Yes.
He is very fun to watch
fight. And that's the thing with Perry. He's a hothead.
Very.
He's going to come out swinging. Tim Means is a technical fighter.
Yep.
He will get volume in.
Yeah.
He will win rounds. Perry cannot win rounds with him. Perry has to knock him out.
As crazy as it is, though, Tim Means' fight time is actually shorter than Mike Perry's. Even though Mike Perry is kind of that knockout artist by having an 85% win rate of TKO/KO.
Yeah, but Mike Perry also has a chin.
Yeah, he's got a chin.
That's the thing. So if Mike Perry doesn't knock his opponent out,
he can stand there and roll.
He'll stand there for 3 rounds and lose.
Yeah, he don't care. He'll just sit there and just, let's get it going. They might clip you at the end.
Like, if you just go by his win rate, by just winning fights,
yeah,
I bet it's less than a round.
You know what's crazy? Mike Perry's record is not even that bad. He's 14-6.
But he's a knockout artist.
Yeah.
With a great chin, that's the thing. So if he fights another guy...
Like what happened with Geoff Neal. Geoff Neal was another knockout artist. It was the first one to really land, and Neal landed.
Yeah.
And obliterated his face.
Yeah.
So it was rough.
And I think if Mike Perry don't knock him out, Tim Means will win by rounds.
You think so?
Yeah.
They both made weight of 170.
And if you're saying Perry had a rough cut,
really rough cut,
that makes me even like Tim Means more. I would put money on Tim Means. I like that. What's the spread in that? You got a spread in that match?
Nah, nothing yet. But it's definitely going to take a hit now because of all the Twitter conversations of him literally talking about death, making a weight.
Shut up, man.
He really does.
Who's he having in his corner? Is this?
It's probably his girl again.
But then he said he's gonna have sell a spot too. Someone.
Yeah. What's it called? Darren Till was about to buy it.
Yeah.
Darren Till's such a fuck up. I fucking love Darren Till, man.
Let me tell you, he's one of my favorite fighters.
Mike Perry's
given. Wish he was better.
It's 150. Mike Perry's minus 150. Tim Means is plus 130.
I would take the plus 130.
You take that?
Yeah. That means for all you non-bettors, if you bet 100, you win 130 back.
Okay. A little 230 on the night don't mean nothing to me.
I like Tim Means. I really do. I just like I said, I think Mike Perry's a hothead.
The Shevchenko, she's minus 1,000. And then others,
that went down a bit then.
On other lines, she opened. at minus 1,000.
Yeah, that's what
She's around one. She's around 1,700 right now. Legit, 1,700. Minus 1,700. Is this girl Maya even gonna show up or something?
For non-bettors, I'll explain that one. So minus 1,700 means you have to bet $1,700 to win 100. So you're risking 1,700 to win $100.
Yeah, I'd rather just keep my $1,700. I wouldn't even touch the fight.
Or in your mind, is it's an easy win, easy. Because you see a lot of times these big bettors bet $1 million to win $1,000.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, yeah, you won, but like, what you win?
And they'd be like, yo, it's free money.
Yes.
But that slight chance you lose, it hurts.
Like you're saying. So if I bet $100 on Jennifer Maya, I now win $1,000.
She's plus 1,000.
She's plus 1,000.
Yeah.
So if I bet $100 on her, might have to take a little trip to Jersey.
Yeah, but the thing is, 10 to 1. So not just 10 to 1. That means you think she's gonna win at least 1 out of 10 times. I don't think.
Nah, she probably doesn't win any of them. 0 out of 10.
The only way I bet her is at plus 2,000. She might win 1 out of every 20. She might cash it.
Yeah, it's one little click tip. You never know.
She might slip up and choke her out or something.
Something happens. Head's not in the right spot. It's a fight. Anything can happen.
But I just Valentina's on a different level.
Different breed.
She's like Nunes.
She is.
She's the Nunes of her division. And
easily. It's not even fun to watch.
They have a lot of problems in MMA in the women's division.
Because it's dominated by whoever the champion is.
Yeah.
Besides the flyweight. The flyweight, Joanna, Thug Rose, Wang is the champion now.
Mm-hmm.
That's got a little thing going on there, which is great for fighting.
Yeah.
But when you have the other weights being Amanda Nunes controlling 2 and Shevchenko holding the other one, it's boring. Because you know the outcome. You know the outcome of what's going to happen.
And Nunes already cleaned out both divisions. Shevchenko's on her way to clean out that division.
Yep. So,
I mean, they need new talent coming in.
They do. And it's hard to find women talent.
Because,
nothing against
they're
women.
not
It's
the
just,
only one struggling. Bellator's struggling too.
yeah, it's nothing against women fighters. I have nothing against it. Like, fight. If that's what you do to love.
Nunes is a beast. I think she'd be men in the flyweight.
100%. She would beat the break out of some men in their flyweights. But, like, there's no one really for Shevchenko to fight. She beat the number 1 already.
Mm-hmm.
She beat the number 2 already. She's fighting number 3 right now.
Yeah. Oh, she can clean out this division, and it's going to end up where she has to gain weight to move up or retire. That's going to be her options.
Yep. It's crazy.
Speaking of retiring people, Anderson Silva just left UFC.
Yep, he was released. As you said, it was a mutual thing. I think that was the best move because I felt like he kept wanting to fight, and I don't think he should.
We talked about this when Anderson Silva fought last. We talked about it on the podcast. I believe that was his last fight.
I thought he should have been.
Lost. If he lost, that was his last fight, and we were right.
100%.
I told you he's gonna fight again.
I don't get it, man.
I believe he goes to Bellator.
Well, they're gonna pay him.
They're gonna pay him big because that's what they do. And he has got caught with PEDs before. Mm-hmm. And Bellator is not under USADA.
So if you kind of see how they go from UFC to Bellator and they start getting back on that win streak, there's always a little thing behind there.
Yes, and I think who was it? John Jones. Someone came out with a thing of some people's records before and after USADA.
Somebody commented on John Jones' picture of just him being 240 pounds, and believe me, John Jones looks good at 240 pounds. He was showing that like Chris Weidman's was 8-0 in the UFC before USADA. I think he's like 3-4 since USADA. Chris Weidman actually is gonna fight Uriah Hall now. They were in talks and I think they signed. I don't know what the date is, but they just signed over there.
And I'm not saying anything against. He's a legend, Anderson Silva.
Of course.
But his record went downhill too with USADA.
Very big after
and he
USADA.
got caught too.
That changes everything.
I mean, you gotta remember, MMA and UFC it's still new.
Yep.
Compared to sports like baseball, which quick transition here. Cano got caught in baseball again.
Yep, he's done for the year.
God, so a sport like baseball who's been here for
we'll say 100 years.
Longer than that.
Way longer.
They still can't get the PEDs correct.
Nope. I think it was 1902 when baseball started. So if that's the case, what is it? 118 years now.
So yeah, so if they can't get it right, you can't get fighters right. And I was reading articles that if you have money, you could beat these tasks.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Cano, we'll talk to him for about a second. He got caught using cheap drugs. Like this is your crack of drugs.
He is so stupid.
Like this is drugs that.
This isn't his first time either. I don't think so.
No, this is his second time.
Oh my god, what are you doing, man?
Met fans love it though. It's the funniest thing because he was so bad last year.
Really?
They rather his money off because now his money comes off.
He doesn't get paid yet.
You don't get paid. The money comes off. He loses a year in his contract,
That's so rough, man.
and now they could buy another player.
He's never been the same since he left the Yankees.
So, I would always wonder why didn't they sign him? Why?
Yeah.
Yankees just let him go.
Yep, for nothing.
Cashman came out like 2 years ago. I was listening to his radio thing. Didn't say it directly, but he says we knew who his best friends were.
So I
Do you
guess
know
he
who
wasn't.
his best friend was?
Not a clue.
Alex Rodriguez
So
and Melky Cabrera.
two
Both
steroids.
big to PED cases. And if those are your best friends,
Birds of a what is it? Birds of a feather flock together.
so Cashman didn't say he knew, but
He's
suggested
2 for 2 right now. He's 2 for 2 right
So
now.
that's why he let him go, and that's why on the Mariners, Pop got caught,
On
lost
the
half
Mets.
the season.
On the
Now
Mets,
with the Mets,
Pop lost all the
Had-
season.
had a bad year, but that's the thing. He has money, so by him using the cheap stuff, that means the expensive stuff wasn't working for him.
Yep.
So I believe he was using the good stuff, but it wasn't working for him.
So now he went
So
back,
he went back to
cheap
stuff that he
shit.
knew that worked.
but he got caught with.
Now he got caught.
Fucking idiot, man.
And
Okay.
back to Anderson Silver, I think that's the same problem he was having in the UFC.
Couldn't use the good shit.
Couldn't use the good stuff.
Couldn't use his good shit no more.
Yeah.
Because you saw it.
So now he has to go to Bellator, which he is up there in age. What is
He's I think he's around 40. I think it is.
he? He's even older than 40.
He's
He might be
old.
mid-40s.
It's born. He is 45 years old.
Oh, mid-40s. So he's up there in age.
Very up there in age, in fighter terms.
Yes.
We're not saying if you're 45 years old, you're
Does
an
he
old
have
person.
a good contract left in him with Bellator? Yeah,
Maybe
he might go 500 there.
yeah.
Championship run, no. They have
No
pretty.
shot.
Their champions are pretty decent. They're not UFC champions, but they'll be top 10 in UFC. But I don't know, man. He might go to Bellator. They might give him like Bader or someone.
Yeah.
Some big fight,
Mm-hmm.
big pay per view, something to compete with UFC.
Well, speaking of Bellator, and speaking of fighters coming over, I heard that Michael Chandler wants to fight Tony Ferguson on January 23rd. You know the importance of that date?
That's the McGregor fight, isn't it?
That is the McGregor who just signed.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have the number 1, 2, 3. We would have the number 2, 3, 4, and 5 lightweight division holders on the same card.
I'll tell you right now. McGregor ain't sharing a pay per view.
No, it ain't a pay-per-view. It's a fight night.
No, it's not.
It's a fight night. This January 23rd is a fight night. It
No,
is
it's
not.
not.
Yes, it is. January 23rd is a fight night.
That's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I can't see McGregor doing fight night.
He's doing it again. Wait, I might be wrong.
McGregor.
No, it isn't. It is. My bad. It is. UFC
I
257.
told you.
Apologize. Sometimes I'm wrong.
Do you
Sometimes
know
I'm right.
why? It has to be pay per view.
Why is that?
So with fight night, since it's only on ESPN, you don't get the pay per view buys. So elite stars like McGregor get pay per view buys. They get a percentage.
100%. It's actually a pretty good card. It's not that bad. If
Yeah,
they add
that's
that
what I'm
card.
saying. McGregor has he signed today. Do you know why he signed today?
No.
Because they were negotiating the pay per view buys. That's why.
Okay.
like McGregor might get $3 million for the fight purse.
Yeah.
And I think against Cowboy, he got like 60 million in pay-per-view guys. Think about that.
That man just makes so much money.
Boxing too. Boxing, the purses aren't big. It's
Yeah.
the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
When he got the $100 million, that's why they did all that
Yeah,
clowning around,
all
going
that shit.
here,
That's why they were
doing
so.
that, money flying everywhere.
That's why they were so happy after the game, after the fight. I mean, because they made so much money that one fight.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's because of the pay-per-view sales.
1,000,000%.
And that's how these guys make money. That's what the big argument is. Even when Masvidal fought,
Yep.
he has huge pay-per-view sales.
100%.
And that's why he wanted more money in the pay-per-view.
He didn't care about his fight contract. He just wanted that pay-per-view buy.
Oh, he was fine getting the same salary.
Oh, he
same
didn't.
purse.
I was fine with that.
That, because when you get to pay-per-view buys, that number is now irrelevant.
Yeah, that 500,000 to
It's
show for a fight.
irrelevant.
That's yeah.
That's like even fighting show. That's you going from thousands to millions. you're
Easily.
talking about.
Easily. Hey, I can't wait to see what we got, man.
But what's interesting too this week, I was hearing. So Hawani and DC were talking about what's next after Dana leaves. You think?
What do you mean?
Like when Dana's done, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's like someone out there could actually take over his job? I thought it was an interesting conversation.
Rogan?
No, Rogan ain't doing it.
Rogan might leave the second he leaves. I don't know another person that can fit that spot. Like seriously.
He plays it so well.
Yeah.
He's like the Vince McMahon. Like,
Easily. He's the real version of Vince McMahon. Because
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, of course, wrestling isn't 100% real content. Yes, they are fighting 100%, but it's not the real
no,
deal.
they're athletes. They're not fighters.
They're
athletes.
amazing athletes who put
They're
on
athletes.
amazing entertainers. They're top tier, amazing athlete entertainers.
Mhm.
But when it's really brawling in the UFC, I don't think there's another man like Dana White.
Yeah, because some fighters like CM Punk get their ass whipped when they come to real fighting.
Beat. But then there is the Brock Lesnar's of the world.
Again, bring up the USADA conversation.
Yeah, there you go. That's where USADA comes right in. Because the WWE is kind of like, I don't see what's going on. So, that's,
You don't have USADA. They had their own drug testing.
yeah, one of those real fast. Like, oh, you good? Oh, he's good to me.
Mm-hmm.
So we covered everything pretty well.
I mean, we had a great day today, guys.
Went smoothly. It wasn't
Hopefully,
take 7 today.
yes, we're getting better, guys. We're improving. I'm getting better with the editing.
I gotta-
YouTube and Anchor.
Once we get home today, I'm gonna try and upload our clips on TikTok, and we can throw them up on Instagram and everything. Just try to keep building our following. That's all we're gonna keep trying to do. We're not going nowhere. We're taking this and keep on going.
We appreciate everyone in the chat, everyone watching us today.
Of course, even if you stop by for a little bit, if you want to
Yeah.
say anything you want. We're here to listen.
Listen, subscribe to us on YouTube, everyone. You can find us Past Our Prime Sports Podcast.
Instagram,
Pop Sports. You can
Twitter.
Google us now. I mean, just follow, even if you don't want to watch it, just follow us, like a video.
That's it. It doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't cost a thing. Support doesn't cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to tell people. It doesn't cost a
Any
thing.
questions, you could throw some questions too on any of our platforms.
DM
We'll answer
us,
them.
comment on anything. We answer. We're constantly near our phones, so we have everything set up.
Mhm.
We'll always answer. At any time, we're up. Our sleep schedule's shot. So it's just how it works for us.
We're always watching everything. We appreciate everyone.
Oh, we appreciate everything that we've been doing. Our views have only been going up, so I truly appreciate that.
Yeah, our subscribers and everything going up.
So we're just working.
Again, guys, we try to do Tuesdays and Fridays, but with Frankie having some personal things and me with work, sometimes it's hard.
Yep, it gets sometimes pretty hard.
But we're trying our best, and
Thank you guys for being here.
yeah,
We'll
try
see
to
you in the next one.
Tuesday, Yep.
We'll try to be here Tuesday.